Well, hello there friends. My name is Marley Bird, and in this video I will teach you how to make some very simple crochet Christmas garland. To make this garland, you will need two different colors of worsted weight yarn, a size H or 5mm crochet hook, a good pair of scissors, and I will recommend 2 stitch markers. This is a free pattern available at Yarnspirations.com. I put a link to the pattern in the video description box right down there below. All you need to do is click that link, get your pattern, gather your materials, join me back here, and let's make some fun garland. Let's start with a slip knot on our hook, and then we will chain the number of chains listed in the pattern. The stitch multiple for this garland is 6 plus 2. So I will be making a smaller sample here in the video, so I need to make sure that I chain a multiple of 6 and then add 2 chains after that. Once you've finished your chains, you will jump into row 1 of the garland. Row 1 begins with a single crochet in the second chain from hook. And it's at this point I want you to take one of those markers I suggested, and I want you to put it into the chain that we skipped, okay? So it's the loop that's behind the loop on our hook. Once you have single crocheted in the second chain from hook, you will skip 2 chains, and in the next chain, you will do 3 double crochets. Then a picot, so we will chain 3, slip stitch into that third chain, and now we want to do 3 more double crochets into that same chain that we did the first 3 double crochets. In the pattern, you'll notice that all of these stitches are written inside parentheses. Whenever you come across parentheses in patterns, that means you're supposed to do all of those stitches into one designated stitch. Once you've completed the second set of 3 double crochets, you will skip 2 chains, and in the next chain, you will single crochet. Just note that one of the chains you skipped might seem like it's eaten up a little bit by all of these stitches you've done here, so make sure you do find it and don't accidentally skip one too many. Once you've done that, we will repeat. So we will skip 2 chains, so skip 1, 2. In the next chain, we will do 3 double crochets. Then we do a picot, so we chain 3, slip stitch into that third chain, and then we do 3 more double crochets into that same chain. Skip 2 chains, so skip 2 and single crochet in the next. You continue repeating this all the way down to the end of your row. Now I only have 3 repeats here, so I'm going to do one more. I skip 2 chains. In the third one, I will do 3 doubles. Whoops. And then do my picot, where I chain 3, and then I slip stitch into the third chain from hook, and then I do 3 more double crochets into that same chain. I skip 2 chains, and in the last chain of your row, you will do 2 single crochets. So we do 1, and then we're going to do 1 more, okay? Do 1 more down here. And once you finish that second one, I want you to go ahead, take that second marker I told you to have, and I want you to mark that loop right behind the loop on your hook. All right, so we're gonna mark that. Now that we have that stitch marked, we're ready to rotate our work and begin row 2. When working row 2, we want to rotate our work so that way we can get to the bottom edge of the stitches we just worked. Okay, we're actually going to work into or around those chains that we skipped. So the first thing I want to do is work a single crochet around these 2 chains right there. I'm going to work into the chain space. I'm not going to work into the actual chain. I think it looks just fine working into the actual chain space. So I did 1 single crochet, and on the second single crochet I'm going to pause once I pull up a loop because I need to change colors. So I'm going to bring in my second color and I will yarn over with my second color to complete that second single crochet. So I have 2 single crochets completed, but when I pulled through that last yarn over pull through, I changed colors. I want to take my green color and I am going to rest it along the edge of my work here so that way I can get to it when I need to. And I'm going to work my popcorn stitch into this hole right there in the center of that shell that I created. I want to do 4 single crochets, and in the last single crochet I create, I want to pull the green yarn through. So this would be the last single crochet. I'm going to drop my red. I will pick up my green. Let's pick up my green here. And I'm going to yarn over and pull through with my green. Okay, so now my green is on my hook. I take my hook out of that loop, come back over here to the first single crochet I did. It'll be the first red one. Then I come back here, grab that green loop, and pull that through. You see that? Okay, so I just created my popcorn stitch. Now I'm going to jump all the way over here to these chains right here that I skipped, and I'm going to rest my red color on top. I will do 2 single crochets. There's 1, and there's 2. I'm going to jump over here to these 2 chains that I skipped. I'm going to do 2 more single crochets. So there's 1. And then on this second one, I'm going to drop the green and do my final pull through with my red so that my red is on my hook. Now I need to do another popcorn stitch right here, but I want to make sure I have my green up there so I can work around it. All right, so here we go. We're going to do 1 single crochet, 2, 3, and on our 4th one, we drop our red, pick up the green, and pull through with our green. Come back over here to the first single crochet and put our hook through it. Grab that green loop and then pull that green loop through. Okay? Jump over here to these 2 chains that we skipped on the previous row. Let's work 2 singles. So there's 1. There's 2. Come over here to the next 2. Here's 1. Here's 2. Oop, I forgot to change colors, so I'm going to undo that last one. So I'm going to do my second one here again, but I pull up the green, drop my green, and pull through with my red on that final draw through because I have another popcorn stitch here. So I want to make sure I have my green up there holding. So I'm working around it. Do 1, 2, 3, and on this one I pull up my red, drop it, yarn over with my green, take my hook out of the green, come back over here to the first stitch of the red, come back, grab my green loop, and pull that through. Now I'm over here. I'm going to do a single crochet in these 2 chains, and I'm going to do a single crochet into that marked chain right there. Okay, so that marked chain that we did at the very beginning, I'm going to do a single crochet right there. All right, now it's at this point I finish off my work, so I essentially do a chain 1, cut my yarn, I can cut my red, pull this out and up. You got that? Okay. Do not turn your work. You still want this side of your work facing you. All your popcorn stitches look like they're poking out. Can you see that? I'm going to come down here, and where this stitch is marked, I'm going to join with a slip stitch. So I'm going to go into where that stitch is marked, grab my yarn, join my green with a slip stitch. Okay. Now that I've joined with the slip stitch, I'm ready to begin row 3. Row 3 begins with a chain 1 and a single crochet in this first single crochet. And then here's the easiest way to think about this. You see where I have that red section of my popcorn stitch right there? I want to come all the way over here, and where that red section is, this is what I'm going to suggest you do. I want you to put 3 double crochet there. So like this is the start of your shell. So we're going to put 3 double crochet there. Now I want you to do your picot. So we chain 3 and then do a slip stitch into that first chain you did, which is the 3rd chain from your hook. Now, instead of doing the next set of 3 double crochet into that same stitch, I want you to do it into this one over here. I think it just looks better and it just makes more sense. So this is what I want you to do. I want you to put your 3 double crochet over here into this one. And I want you to see what's going to happen once I do this. See how that really makes this shell look like it surrounds that picot instead of being lopsided to one side? I think that just looks so much better. Once you've done that, take a look. Since we used that one up, we have 3 green single crochets here. I want you to put a single crochet into the middle one, okay? So I'm going to keep it real easy. Put a single crochet into the middle one. And then we're going to repeat. We're going to do our 3 double crochet right here into that red. So I'm going to do 1 and 2 and 3. I'm going to chain 3. I'm going to do the slip stitch right here into that first one I chained. And then just like before, instead of coming back here to do the 3 double crochets, I'm going to do them into this one right here. I know that that splits up this section, but personally, I think it looks better. So I want to make it pretty simple for you. Once you do that, now you can see here you have 3 single crochets right here. Put a single crochet in the center one and the middle one, and then repeat. So I have my little red section here. I'm going to do my 3 doubles. Do my picot. I'm going to do the other set of my 3 doubles into the next stitch over, just because I think it looks better. Okay, now here's what we're going to do. We're going to finish with a single crochet right here into this last single crochet. Fasten off. And with that, I can take these markers out. You don't have to use the markers, but I find it's easier to find the stitches that way. But this is what you have. This is your garland. All you need to do is tuck in your ends here. Pretty easy stuff. I suggested before that if you didn't want to weave in your ends, you could maybe put some beads on your ends and add some weight to your garland and just make a fun project. But overall, this is what you got. Now, if you're following along with the chain count in the pattern, your garland is obviously going to be longer than 3 little sections, but you now know how to create this fun and festive crochet Christmas garland. I'm Marley Bird for Yarnspirations.com. Bye.